A generation ago, illegal Mexican immigrants streamed across a sparsely guarded border into the United States. But today, crossing illegally is much more dangerous.
They all had guns and machetes, but they said if everybody got their money, then no one would harm us.
Drug lords and bandits now control smuggling routes, scaring off all but the most hardened migrants. Many are like these deportees who have made the trip before.
Va a pasar ahorita ahí a la banca, la va a atender el oficial, por favor.
This is Damien Cave reporting from Tijuana, Mexico. Illegal immigration has slowed to its lowest rate in decades, while deportations have accelerated to record levels.
Look, I've been in the U.S. for 18 years. Right now, my children are alone. My wife is alone, caring for the kids by herself. They've separated us.
Desperate to return to their families in the U.S., deportees now constitute a growing proportion of those still risking the journey north.
¿Tienes algún familiar que vive en Estados Unidos, ya sea cónyuge, padre, madre, hijos, hermanos?
Toda mi familia.
¿Toda tu familia?
Many end up trapped in Tijuana, living precariously, sometimes for years.
Just imagine, you are in a place that you did not expect it to be. You don't have any money, you don't have any cell phone, you don't have any contact.
1 million immigrants have been deported since President Obama took office. Most did little more than move to the U.S. illegally, but officials say more and more have criminal records and ties to gangs. Regardless, they are all dropped off in Tijuana, usually with little more than the clothes on their backs. Some deportees try to scrape together a few pesos washing cars in the traffic line at the border. Some are recruited by drug cartels as runners and lookouts.
Esta es mi casa.
And hundreds more live in shanty towns, like this one in a canal right on the border.
Me and my girlfriend, all my kids, got 2 boys, 2 girls.
And how long were you in the United States?
Since I was 2 years old, and I'm 44 years old now.
As a teenager, Jose Lopez was convicted of assault. The felony on his record made getting a green card all but impossible. He says he's been sent back to Mexico 20 times and has always been able to sneak back to the U.S. But this time, he's been trapped in Tijuana for 2 years.
I'm poor. I ain't got no money. But there's a way, there's a will, there's a way.
In the 1980s, hiring a coyote in Tijuana to smuggle a migrant north cost only $75. Since then, the cost has risen to around $4,000, too expensive for most deportees.
You can see an increase in the amount of undocumented people that are here, who are deported, who can't go back home, and they're just staying here, like me.
Eric Gomez was deported from Orange County several years back for driving without a license. He says jobs are hard to find in Tijuana, particularly for deportees who often lack proper identification here in Mexico, just like they did in the United States.
And I found this in the trash, so I'm gonna sell it.
Unable to earn money to pay a smuggler to take him back to California, Gomez turned to drugs and alcohol.
You don't have money, you don't have a home, you don't know where your family is, and you become depressed and start drinking. Many of the guys here are alcoholics, but many fall into drugs too.
On the streets, deportees regularly fall victim to con artists, thugs, and even the local police.
A
patrol car stopped me and they asked me where I came from. I told them I came from the United States and was just deported.
Jose Gomez says the police stole his money.
I had about $500. They took all of it and threw me in the paddy wagon as if I was a criminal.
You need support, right? You need somebody to help you out. So that's why we are here,
Brother William Becerra helps run Casa Migrante, a Catholic shelter that gives deportees food and a place to stay.
Because we see every day the realities. We heard the stories every day here of the migrants, how they're treated, the situations, the things that they left behind, the things they are facing, the fears that they have of this place.
Casa Migrante has been around for decades. Originally created to help migrants heading north, almost all of the men it now serves are deportees. Another shelter also catering to deportees is so new that they're still building beds.
This place opened because we saw the demand. So many people they are sending, too many to fit in the space.
A lot of deportees find it hard to leave border towns like Tijuana. Despite the dangers and hardships, they can see the U.S. from here, and they are determined to make it back home.
trying to make it back to my kids, you know, that's all that matters to me. And if I don't make it, at least my family knows that I've tried, you know. After 20 years of trying, you know what I mean? It's getting old.